I'm Allie, and this is my audience.
Hello.
Got all of our 6 people, and here's me.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about how to save money. So I read an article in Money Matters, and according to this article, as of 2017, people were saving less than 3% of their personal disposable income. That's actually not a lot of money that you're saving from your income. That's pretty much spending all the money that you make. First, we're going to talk about retirement and how you have to save for your retirement, which most people don't realize how much you actually have to save. Then we're going to talk about different techniques about how to save money and how to save now in order to be successful later. Most people aren't taught how, so I'm going to teach you a couple ways of how to save money. And there are a bunch of different ways that most people don't even realize that you can just do like little things from each paycheck. Next, we're going to talk about my personal experience with money, which is not very good. I used to spend all my money as soon as I got it. So I finally learned how to save, and now I'm saving some of my paycheck in order to save for something else. So finally, we're going to talk about the importance of saving money and how saving money can really help you later on in life. So first, we're going to talk about the recent money habits in the United States. So according to Susan Kelly, the average working age couple has saved only $5,000 for retirement, while 43% of working age families have no retirement savings at all. So if only $5,000 for retirement is not a lot of money at all. That's like someone's mortgage for like 2 months. So what happens when you retire and have no money to do anything? You can't pay your bills, and you end up with another part-time job when you really just retired from a full-time job. So saving money for retirement is actually really easy as long as you know what you're doing. You have to just take a little money from each paycheck, which most jobs that you work at will do it for you. You just have to like choose to do it. There were a couple people that I read about in these articles that worked for 30 years and they had no money to show for it. One of the person that I read about was actually working when the economy crashed and they had no money in their bank account. So they lost their home and all their money. But if they saved a little bit of their money from each paycheck while they were working for those 30 years, they would have had enough money to at least cover a couple things, at least their home, while they were waiting to get a new job. So according to Friedman in Millennials and Money, which is an article about millennials not saving their money, millennials are having the hardest time saving their money because they were not given any information on how to do this. There's a lot of millennials who spend money on things that they don't need, including me. I spend money on pretty much everything that I want and see, which you should definitely not do because that's how you end up with no money at all. And then when you graduate college, you don't have anything to show for it, you don't have a job, and you're still living at home with your parents. So there's different techniques on how to save money, which I actually had to research a little bit because when I learned how to save money, I kind of just did something really simple and just opened a savings account. But there's definitely different things, like there's an article that says it discusses how having a goal makes someone more likely to save their money. So if you have a certain amount for a goal that you want, like if like me, I was trying to buy a car, you have to save a certain amount of money in order to get the car. So I would just take a little bit of money from each paycheck and put that into my savings account and not touch it so that I was able to get my car. But it was a lot harder than I thought because I wanted to spend all my money as soon as I got it because my paychecks weren't that much. So then I got another job and I worked full time. So now I put one of my paychecks from my part-time job in my checking account and spend that on gas and food. My savings account I didn't touch in order to buy a car. So in the same article I found that having an actual savings account can also increase the likeliness that someone will save. So most savings accounts nowadays, if you take money out of them more than a certain amount of times, it charges you a fee. My savings account is with Bank of America, and if you withdraw more than 3 times in a month, they charge you $50. So they're taking $50 of your money just because you want to spend your own money. So that definitely makes you want to save your own money. You can only withdraw during certain times. So my savings account, I can't withdraw after like 5 p.m. because I don't even know. I went to Bank of America and they told me that you're not able to take out your own money unless you do it with a certain person. You can't do it in an ATM. Which is also another thing that definitely helped me save my money because with my ATM card, I can just go to the bank and take out my money. But with my savings card, you have to go in the bank and talk to people, and I didn't want to do that. People aren't all good with money, and most of the people that I interviewed from this class actually weren't very good at saving their money at all. They would spend all their paychecks like I did, and they had nothing to show for it. A lot of younger people do this because they don't really have anything that they're saving towards, but once you are graduating college, you definitely need to start saving for a house and car and everything else. So making that goal to buy my car really helped me save money. I actually followed a couple of techniques that I read about on here, and I saved the money in less than 3 months, which is way faster than I actually thought I was going to. So now we're going to review what we just went over. The importance of saving your money is actually really, really important. The spending habits of people nowadays is not good at all, and I don't think anyone really realizes it because they're not taught how to save their money. I wasn't taught how to save my money, but setting that goal for myself, I needed to save the money because I couldn't get a car unless I had it. Learning the techniques of opening a savings account and not spending that money and everything else definitely helped me save it. And I read an article about the effects of financial education on short-term and long-term financial behaviors. Some people believe that saving money can lead to a successful career and life no matter how much education or experience you have. This is something that most people don't think about. If you don't go to college and you just graduate high school, you think that you're going to make less money and have less money than if you do go to college, but that's actually not true. It's basically depending on how much money you save. So someone with a bachelor's degree could have the same amount of money in their savings account as someone who has a full-time job being a contractor. You don't really need a degree in order to have a lot of money. It's possible at any age to save your money. You don't really need to have a certain age. You really just have to have a goal, and you have to have income, obviously, to save that income. Learning the correct ways to save money is really probably the hardest part of saving the money, is you have to just know what to do with your money when you get it and how not to waste it. The most important thing from all of this is to just save a little from each paycheck, which definitely can help you in the end result. You just need to save just maybe $50 each week. That could definitely help you. Putting that in a savings account can add up. It might not add up as fast as you would want it to, but it definitely will accumulate, and you can definitely save towards the goal that you're looking for. That's it.